Hello, welcome to the stream, welcome to Friday. Probably Thursday for some people, but Friday for me. That's what really matters. Just one goal today, get Rugen to 58. Kick the mail on the other characters. That's not a goal, that's gonna happen. Then log out. Pretty much. We might do some admin on Friend, assuming we get to 58. I mean, we're only 70k experience away. We are heading to the most hostile zone in World of Warcraft Classic though. The Eastern Plague Lands. So hopefully it goes well. Got one quest to hand in Western Plague Lands and then we'll head on over.
Need help?
Need help.
Light.
But I'm assuming I should be able to just do Tyrion's first quests. Because there's a lot of killing. And that will probably level us. Or at least get us very close. And then we got little extras like go and get Pamela's doll and head to town. You know, all that stuff. I don't know if we'll actually make it up here, but if we do, it's a scary quest to hand in sometimes. But that's for today. Looks like the Warhammer boys are also trying to set up a city battle against the Top Order Guild for our time slot. Sadly, I don't know if I'll be there because when I end stream, I then have like a 2-hour block where I'm usually unavailable. So, happening at 4 PM and usually I end around 3. Maybe I can change some things in the future, but not this week. One day I'll get to do a city siege. I have never been online when one is happening.
Go with honor, be careful. Well met.
Mission accomplished. Oh yeah, we get extra experience. 9,000 extra experience as well, that's crazy. I forgot that they had this quest after you handed me. That's awesome. That brings us even closer. 60,000 now.
Buy and trade.
Don't think we're gonna keep this. Throw it away.
Be careful.
Alright. Well, that made me happy. That's 10,000 experience just talking to a guy. Let's get on with it. To the Eastern Plague Lands. It's a good way to start the day. $9,000 bonus XP that you don't even know that you're gonna get. Little Zeb. Sucks that the rear hasn't been up when I'm actually able to kill him. Like, we saw him on Rugen when I was level 50, I'm pretty sure, maybe 51? But he was reared. So obviously it was going to be a very hard battle. But, yeah, we haven't seen him since. We did have to use one healing potion yesterday, if I remember correctly. Out on this farm. Knew that farm would be trouble. Especially without an interrupt. And the mobs respawn quite fast there, like, they were coming back before we were even done. Pretty crazy. Could have sold this as well, but that's fine. Unless we get something really amazing to send to other characters, I'm not really going to worry about doing that before we hit 58. Like, maybe we make it to the flight path in EPL and we can use the mailbox. But otherwise, gonna be a... We've already seen enough from Rugen, doesn't really matter. Like, 8 levels is a long time. And we have done 8 levels after 58. That is, other than Alia, the longest stint possible right now. Since we're in the closing stages, thankfully. The goal of finish the medley before the middle of July, I think it should happen. Yeah, we're gonna go up here first, talk to Tyrion, because we've got to do a lot of killing. And we'll do a lot of killing while we slowly make our way to Pamela. Hopefully make it to the flight path. But it's been a while since we've been in the Eastern Plague Lands. I am actually going to turn on Track Beasts. It's not really going to help too much, but... if for some reason I don't turn my camera and see the giant bat coming towards me, it will be a little bit helpful. Especially because I don't think there's any super easy chests to get in this zone. First time we ever came to Eastern Plague Lands in hardcore on Franca, I actually found a traveler's backpack rather quickly. So if we could do that again, that'd be sick. A lot of carrying grubs. Good. Do need a lot of carrying grubs. Hello, Tyrion. His 0 voice acting. Alright, Grim, let's get to work. He lanes it up. Hey, Tyrion's helping. Hopefully he doesn't help too much. He is helping a lot. Where's he going? Did I have a fear? Probably. That was weird. This is the tunnel of there's no danger in there at all, if you're a new player. But yeah, like I said, the mobs we were fighting yesterday were like 57, 58. So these first quests in EPL are actually easier than what we're dealing with. It's just a scarier zone than Silithus. Wonder if Grim will make it to 57 before we level. That would be cool. I don't know if she will because... yeah, we're pretty close. We up there. I guess being able to send a bit more money to Lena would be helpful as well. But we'll see. We will see how all goes. I'm gonna use one of these elixirs of agility. There's no real point holding on to them Main reason I haven't used them is because we don't need to. But if I do play the Hunter again in the future, we are likely to have Elixir of Mongoose. You know, all the other good shit that we can have. These plague bats have an upgraded model in their icons. Maybe not upgraded from classic, but definitely from vanilla. I don't remember how they were the last time I saw them, but looks new compared to 20 years ago. Maybe I'm just imagining things, but it's entirely possible. $58 is actually a pretty good level for abilities. We get Serpent Sting, which is our main damage outside auto shot. Hunter's Mark and Aspect of the Hawk. Our main damage outside of auto shot while leveling, at least. Like, it doesn't do that much damage, but for the mana conservation, it's pretty good. We have a fear. Which I should know, because I've definitely fought them before. Fat ear. Got your ear. For some reason I got a sore wrist. I woke up, sore wrist. I don't know what I was doing in my sleep, but yeah. Not many things that get you a sore wrist. I definitely wasn't playing the computer. Thankfully it's on the mouse hand, so you know, it doesn't need to travel too much. Just spin around in circles, basically. Sore wrist on the keyboard hand, much worse. Big damage. That maggot slime's pretty rough. I'm glad it's on Grim, but I'm sure they can throw it at me as well. Maybe I should stop skinning. Take time. 50,000 experience. We do have 3 hours, but the faster we can get this done, the better, obviously. I think if I hadn't missed that shot, I would have had aggro. It's always fun when you're playing Hunter and a mob has like a fruit drop and then you use your fruit drop and it's like both drop fruit from each other. The mob's looking at you and then you're like, nope. I don't think so. I said, no, sir. Cannot attack me. Yeah, honestly, track beasts and track humanoids and track anything is pretty useless in the days of Questy because, well, you can't see your fucking neck anyway. Got shit all over it. But I think the Carrion, Grubbage, and Blood-Tinged Skies are the ones that we want to get done while we're over this side. We can hand those in right away. The Demon Dogs is a little bit different because they put it all in one quest rather than what they do in the Blood-Tinged. Maybe a rare over here if we're lucky. We shall see. I'm glad we're finally in Eastern Plaguelands though, because if there's any zone that reminds you that you're almost finished leveling, it's probably Eastern Plaguelands. A lot of people don't even come here because it's scary. You know, the words of warning when someone new is starting hardcore for a lot of people is probably avoid the plague lanes. We don't listen to those kind of words of warning. We never avoid the plague lanes. Leveling without leveling in the plague lanes isn't even leveling. Two people with cope at the end of their name just hit level 60. That's cute. They coped all the way to 60. Hold aggro on that just so I could get it out of the mountain. It was a tactical aggro. Could be a lot of plague bats. Seen a few demon dogs. We're gonna have to kill all the runts while we're over here anyway, because, well, the ones around here are not runts. And we are playing Alliance, so we also don't want to get too close to Nephanos. He will fuck us up. We do not want. Certainly a lot of bats, though. Which is good because we need 30 of them. That's what I mean. By the time we're done farming the 30 bats, the 20 runts, the 15 meat, we might be quite close to leveling. 50k experience goes quite quick when you're rested. Like, I'm not even sure we're gonna make it to Light's Hope Chapel before we level. Be nice. Hand in those quests, but always do it next time. Putrid gargoyle. I think that song was in the Addams Family cartoon. The Gargoyles. Not 100% sure, but I believe it was. There might be some old boomers that remember that cartoon, like me. Who can maybe confirm or deny, but that is what I believe. Be a factual statement. Yeah, I have to find those mobs in Silithus that just poison Grim like 3 times. These are so much easier. Like, he takes no damage. Future Gargoyle might be a bit different. Really want to have to fight them though. We have to, we have to. Carrying grub. A runt. Kinda interesting, you got these plague runt, or these plague hounds here, right? You got normal wolves in WPL, but then you go to Trishful Glades and you got these guys again. You would think you'd have them in all 3 zones. That kind of makes sense. But, no, Blizzard did not. They were like, we're gonna change it up. This middle zone, we don't want people thinking that we're just using the same model 3 zones in a row. Ridiculous. Vent's health regen. That's the reason I don't really want to have to fight these guys too much, but we do have Heal Pete, Mean Pete, so doesn't really matter for Grim. It's worse as like a warrior, that's for sure. Like when we get Francie up here, then it's a bit scary. Well, if all goes well, we should be done within like another hour 20. So we'll be 5.5 days. 58, not too bad. Considering we've spent like a day worth of playtime on this character farming materials. Not too bad at all. And we'll be back on Friend. Thankfully only has 4 levels to do. So it's going to be shorter than Rugen's leveling. Plus, the Boomkin does pump some damage. Like, it's pretty fun to play now, the Boomkin. It was rough in the beginning. That's for sure. join the battle. What I mean about the tracked beast, it doesn't really do anything anyway. Damn, those grubs respawn fast. Maybe mobs here just respawn fast. I mean, right now the hunter probably doesn't have the best clear speed. I don't know which character would. Probably the fire mage. If I had to guess, I would say the fire mage would definitely be up there. Now, if we keep critting like that, then sure, the hunter's clear speed goes up significantly. Especially if quick shots procs, all that good stuff. I do love these kind of kill quests, so they're very much like Strangleform Veil quests. Just go out, you kill 30 mobs, kill 30 other mobs. Pretty good. Turn your brain off and slay, you know? Turn your brain off and slay, king. Not sure we're going to be able to get all the carrying grubs done before this maggot slime runs out, so it's going to be sad. Probably get a second one on Grim. Shroomay. Reach level 60. They on the shrooms. The Shroomay. 43,000 left. At least this doesn't feel like one of those levels where you're just having to look at the XP bar the whole time and hoping that it's over soon. Like sometimes we are literally grinding for our final level. One thing I'm not sure about when we get trained is like the quests that we have available to us. So that'd be interesting. See exactly what we're doing when we start. Probably gonna have to kill that gargoyle if it comes up here. Definitely comes up here. We're literally in its path. It's like I moved directly into its walking track. But hey, we were gonna kill it anyway, so it don't matter. Gonna say, weren't there some bats over here? They seemingly disappeared for a little bit. There's a lot of them. That's a shame. Fear happened when I pressed the stun. That's a bigger shame because multi-shot hit the second one. Apparently it doesn't matter. Rugen is a god. Got a dodge, a parry, and a dodge. So. That was pretty good. We're over halfway for the bats. I do want to go check this place out. Like I said, sometimes there can be a riot. And loot is nice. Maybe a chest as well. Just maybe. I'm pretty sure I got stuck in this. Didn't Ugro get feared and I got stuck in this for a little bit? Like I found my way out, but I'm pretty sure that happened. I'm certain. I believe it. Our big fort buff is about to fade. It wasn't really that helpful. We're a hunter. If she gave it to Grim instead, then yeah, a little bit more of a help, but any buff is nice. We're getting pretty lucky on the slabs, honestly. They do generally drop pretty well, but I think we're getting pretty lucky compared to some other times we've been through here, that's for sure. Anything back here? I think we would know if there was something because I'm pretty sure the whole place is mobbed out. Anytime there's a crit on the first attack, I'm always weary. One crit equals big free. I don't believe Grim is going to beat us to leveling. I think she might get close, but probably be, you know, at least 10,000 away still by the time we get there. Just because we're getting rested and the pet doesn't. I think if the pet got rest experience when it was in the stables, that'd be sick. If we didn't tame a second pet, Grim would probably be 57. But we did. Because it was a rare spawn. Rare spawn pet equals... gotta take it. It was a rare spawn and the opportunity was very good. still kind of sad that we haven't found an epic. I'm still kind of sad that we haven't found a good two-handed axe for Francie. But there is still time. So I'm hoping it can happen. But as time goes, it gets less and less likely. It does make us sad. Now we're getting some runts. Good, because we need them. Like I said, I do want to finish the runts, even though we can't finish the quest. While we're over this side, we're gonna go like all up here. Getting the runts done so we don't need to worry about them is pretty good. The bats and the grubs that need to be done right now. Bats and grubs. Basically what they used to eat in the Middle Ages, bats and grubs. Delicious. If anyone wonders why there was so much disease back then, well, the food wasn't that great. Medicine wasn't that great. There's a big nostalgia for like the early days of humanity, which is why like Ren Fair and all that stuff exists, right? It doesn't take you back completely, but it allows you to have like a moment of, what is the word? Can't say nostalgia again. That's not exactly what I'm looking for, but allows you some moments in that time frame of mind, whatever. Dwarf Paladin. Reach level 60. Not Dwarf Paladin. Dwarf Paladin. Might be a Dwarf Paladin. He's Dwarf Paladin. Also, I messaged a friend last night asking him if he wanted to play Pirates, make some prog. This was like 10 PM, right? He didn't answer me for like 30 minutes. And then I started up Total War. Got into a battle and he messaged me like, why? Anyone else have friends like that? They just don't answer you until it's inconvenient. Rude. Obviously everyone's got different schedules and stuff, but generally if someone answers me and then just disappears, like, fuck me. Because I said, you want to make some prog on Pirates tonight? And he said, "Arr, pirate." And then I said, okay, I will feign deaf. I will be ready at this time. And then I started playing Total War because at this time He wasn't ready. Shit show. Something like that anyway. I think it was a bit different time frame. Like my other friend who's meant to be playing BG3 with us, and I asked, "You want to play BG3 this weekend?" And he says we could. And then I don't hear from him for another 3 days. He's like, "Sorry, I didn't see these messages." I'm like, "Mate, you were literally talking to me." Like mid-conversation. Just stops. Friends have ADHD. It's okay. Our guild leader in Warhammer Online has ADHD, and because he's always leading the war bands, and he's always, you know, ready to go, looking for a fight, all that sort of stuff, because otherwise, if you're sitting around too long, you're gonna get bored and want to do other things. But we were chilling in Reichland, and one of the old guard of the server, someone who's been around for a long time, said patience in chat. And it's just like, does he know who he's talking to? Can't just tell ADHD to be patient. For all the mobs. I just wanted to come up towards Turian and see if we could get a few extra kills. Some are not back yet, or have been killed recently. But you know, I've had family members with ADHD, so I get it. I understand how annoying it can be at times. Thankfully, at least attention-wise, my brain does work well. Sometimes, however, when I'm bored of something, then I will just be everywhere. Like when I'm leveling Hunter in Classic World of Warcraft, and I'm like, man, I would rather be doing anything other than this, but gotta get it done. And it's almost done. 30,000 experience left, and we're done with it. We're not gonna be 60, but we're gonna be done with it. Because technically, I don't have to play the Hunter again if a character makes it to 60. We will, because it's going to be 2 levels, right? It's not going to be that bad. aim shot this boy. Oh, we finally got a crit aim shot. Let's go. I was hoping it would be about 900 on a crit. Finally happened. It was more like it too. Because sometimes when I aim shot and it doesn't crit, it does less damage than it says on the tooltip. Like it increases range damage by 460. But sometimes I aim shot for like 420 or something. Like that doesn't make sense. But the crit... yeah, that made sense. Maybe that was just a top-end aim shot, you know? Like, the non-crit damage was so high that it was going to be absolutely massive anyway. The multi-shot does more damage than an aim shot, and all it says is additional 120 damage. Obviously that was a crit multi-shot though, so that is untrue. That was 400 less damage. But I think overall, the more average more damage with multi-shot from the tooltip to what aim shot would be. But it's hard to calculate because I'm not a mathematician. Before I go back to school though, I want to get better at math so I can actually succeed at it this time. So I was pretty bad at maths in high school. I had to go down a year in maths. And then I didn't even do it for 2 years of high school. I was like, nah, this shit, I don't like it. I think it's just because I was taught badly, you know? Like I've said many a time, I rocked up to high school. They did like the intro exam that you do when you start school. Well, at least we do here. I don't know if everywhere in the world does, obviously. And I was just sitting there with a bunch of smart people doing their stuff, and I was just like, I don't know what this wants me to do. That's why I was so intrigued on how I even made it into the class with all the, like, smart kids. I think it was basically just science that carried me. They were like, this guy's really good at chemistry. Maybe that can translate into being good at other things. Because I did absolutely smack everyone around in chemistry. For those first 3 years, and then World of Warcraft came out, and suddenly my ability to do chemistry was not as good for whatever reason. The fact that I was playing video games all the time. But yeah, this time around, we're gonna focus more on the school than the video games. That's why I want to wrap everything up before July. I want to get the medley done, well, as much as possible. The medley is not going to be finished by July, but if I can get the leveling done for one character at least, get the epic mount, then I'll be happy. I want to get my Warhammer character fully geared. Like, not fully geared, because it's still quite far off. Like 13k Chris or something like that. That's not gonna happen. But get it like as geared as I want it to be now. Kinda bad, I already feigned death. They're gonna get aggro. But at least we're able to land wing clips now. Because I think as soon as July comes around, we're just gonna be chilling on the video gaming. Focus more on the schooling. That was a quick fear. That Grim didn't even get to use the stun. Feared immediately. Less than 30k to 58. So excited. Trying to get off this boring class. Oh, that's a double crit sandwich. We're sort of stalled out on the carrion meat now because there's just been bats and hunden. I don't know the German word for bat. I do kind of want to relearn German. I have always wanted to go to Germany, especially like for the festivals that they do. I don't even drink alcohol, but Oktoberfest seems like it would be a lot of fun. Maybe I could make an exception. They got the good stuff. The other thing I'm very excited about getting done the hunter with, I don't even know what I just said, but the sound of the gun 24/7. Definitely. You want a snitchel? You can have a snitchel anytime you want, Jeff, mate. I like a good schnitzel. You know when you learn like a foreign language and you got a friend who's kind of teaching you the foreign language and they're teaching you like all the bad words? Back when I knew a lot more German, I did teach one of my friends all the bad words. Bad boy. Where are all the plague, or the carrion worms, rather? Dude. Awesome. That's everyone's German. Ramstein. How did you learn German? Listen to Ramstein. Obviously. I used to always listen to Ramstein while playing RuneScape back in the day. In the before World of Warcraft times, it was PvP in the wilderness on RuneScape while listening to Ramstein. Those were the days. I think the reason I took German in high school was probably because of Ramstein, actually. But you know what? This language sounds pretty cool. And I was already pretty good at speaking German when I was first learning it. Learning it because I had a teacher who was like, "Wow, your pronunciation is perfect. Everyone should learn from you. You should be teaching the class." I don't believe that, but okay. I never taught the class. Because I'm not a teacher. Obviously. How you doing today, Jeff, mate? Anyway, other than, you know, wanting to eat schnitzel stuff. Need 4 more plague hounds. Still need 6 slabs of carrion meat. Might just head towards Pamela and see if we can get some on the way. But there's also a lot more languages that I would love to learn, honestly. Like, I would love to be able to speak every language. I don't know if that is going to be possible ever, but imagine how... That man was flying. Imagine how good life would be if you could literally talk to everyone on the planet. And understand them clearly. They could understand you clearly. That'd be sick. Grab this. Did the league game help? But yeah, it takes a bit of effort to level crafting, doesn't it? Especially if you're trying to do all of it. Yeah, English is definitely the international language, but there are some people that can't speak English. So you can probably talk to, say, 70 to 80% of people just with English. But that's still leaving people out. Win 1805, that's pretty good. A good league game, dude. Grove. Grim. We need some bag space to pick up the doll. This doll quest can be kind of difficult if you're a new player, especially because you don't know the trick. Like, you got to pick up some doll pieces from down here and some mobs spawn, but you can actually Alois the mobs, not have to fight them. But if you're a new player, you don't know that, so you go in the house, you get beat up by ghosts. Useless at breach level. Yeah, these grubs are basically contained to the high level zones. Let's see, do we have any doll parts over here? Is this Warhammer Online? I can't jump over a fence? Seem to be any doll parts here. God, trying to jump over a fence in Warhammer Online is the worst thing ever. There is doll parts here. But yeah, you can grab it through the wall, and then you don't need to fight. Because, you know, they spawn. But yeah, there is a lot of buildings in WoW that are copy-paste. 100%. You're seeing classic WoW. Inventories. What can I get rid of? Got 2 pieces now. We need 2 more, I think. I assume they're going to be in the big building, which is pretty bad because I don't know. Maybe I just need 1 more piece. The head. Any heads in here? There is a head. It's back here. I don't know if I'll be able to grab this one through the wall because I can't see through the house. Too big. The problem is if you go in the buildings as well, you will also spawn mobs. Maybe one will spawn over here. We're lucky. Really gonna make us have to go in here. Well, these mobs aren't your average ghosty boys, you know. I'm pretty sure they apply slow and other bullshit. Maybe I can show you how dangerous this house actually is. It's chest. Maybe it's not dangerous. Maybe it's just a chest house. Do want those. Maybe they made this quest easier. Maybe it does just spawn now when you get it. The way I remember this quest is vastly different to what I am experiencing right now. To be fair, I have not done it any other way since Classic WoW. My memory from 20 years ago might be different. These guys do cross shock and slow you and all that, so that's still the same. They also don't drop loot. Pretty rough. But we found her dolly. Ugly fucking stuff. Whatever these are. When you get real close to them, they look so weird. Like it's meant to be flies or something, but... What a weird looking thing. Especially on a 3D world. That ain't normal. Okay, we need 4 slabs of carrion meat. We need 3 runts. Don't need plague bats. We're 15,000 away from leveling. I think, honestly, we're going to level when we hand in. Maybe. I am still gonna go get the flight path over here. So we're gonna be on the hunter a little bit longer than we should, but I don't want to have to run back into EPL later. But I won't hand in any other quests, and I'll try not to kill mobs on the way, but you never know. It would be funny though, if Rugen got 58 and then on our way to Light's Hope Chapel, we didn't make it. How do you explain that? We made it to 58 and we die? Like, that's not meant to happen. I feel like someone might also be killing the mobs over here. Should have respawned by now. Where is this mysterious murderer of my mobs? Wherefore art thou? So happy that the hunter is almost done though, because I wouldn't say it's the most exciting class ever, and I still have no idea how I leveled 2 of them to 60 in vanilla WoW. It impresses me that I was able to. I think the only reason that happened is because I didn't know how good other classes were back then, right? Hunter was my first class. I hadn't tried anything else yet. That's the only explanation for being able to level 2 of these to 60. 20 odd years ago. otherwise, I don't know, dude. How much XP is this worth? 2,500. A long list. I had to make sure I had the right one. We are potentially moments away from leveling, and that's a good feel. Which does mean we'll be able to have a bit of time on the Druid today then. Like at least an hour. Play the Druid, get it going. There are enough grubs up here to get to 15 before we get to Turian. That would be very good. Currently need 2 if they drop. I don't see any more grubs, but there might be some up there. We need the grubs. Grub. There was a... In Australia, there was a interview on the news one time. I never watched it live because I don't really watch the news, but you know, it made the rounds on the internet and Discords and everything. And there was a guy being interviewed, and I think the interview lady called him a grub at one point, and the guy just sat there saying grub. Like, he was absolutely filth, but it was so funny. I'll try find it sometime. Australian bogans can be quite crazy. Cloak of Defense. That's the most useless cloak I've ever seen in my life. I'm gonna take it though, 80 silver. Yeah, if we manage to get the carrion meat, we might level just. But if it takes like 2 more carrions, we are gonna level for sure. We're pretty much there now. Oh, it's a plague bat, not a carrion grub. The first quest handing. Now we are 5,212 experience away from level 58 and being done with the hunter for this league. The Druid's gonna suck a bit more because we're getting to 59 and then we're gonna have to stop, and it's like we're 1 level away. That's the Medley. The rogue will take us home, hopefully. Riding home. Man, Shadowbringers was a banger. If a video game made Preach cry, you know it was pretty good. Now, the reason he cried was because of the dog. You know, Ardbert's companion, which wasn't actually a dog, but is likened to a dog. But still, that man doesn't cry a lot when he's playing video games. Come on, give me that last grub meat. Frick. We don't need to send any... Well... Nah, we don't, because by the time we play Francie, we should be level 60 anyway. Money-wise, we don't have that much that we can... We can just get the level. Get the level, get it done, lock it in. I do want to run to the inn, but it is a dangerous path, get into that inn. This is the only inn in the game where you have to cross half of the zone in hostile territory to get. Like, there's no road. I don't know why they built Light's Hope Chapel so far away from a road. It's kind of fucked up, but... I wasn't there for the construction. Not for me to comment on. I need carrying grub. Seen Duskwing today. Or as my friend used to call him in Vanilla WoW, Duskwig. Speaking of, we have seen Duskwing today. How convenient was that? I haven't seen this guy. There he is. I love it when that happens, honestly. Alright, carrying grub. Give me that carrion meat. Frick. I swear, if I level up from killing and I don't get this last carrion meat, I'm not happy. Like, that would be fucked. Because then I'm gonna have to come back to Tyrion anyway. Maybe we won't run to Light's Hope Chapel. It is quite a run here to here, so do it next time we're on this character. What the hell? We got 3k experience. Get 1 meat. And we're double XP, so it's, you know, only like 5 mobs. We were getting so lucky on them. Now that we just need 1 more? No, actually, we don't want to. Please. Thank you. Well, I said we'd beat 5 days, 12 hours to 58, and we are 20 minutes ahead of that schedule, so that's great. Very happy. Could definitely do a hunter faster if we weren't fricking around so much, but this is the hardcore medley, you need to frick around. But also, like, the last 8 levels have been full rested experience, so they have caught us up quite significantly. But I'd say Rugen should be level 60 within 6 days played when we play him next. Because we will definitely have rested experience the next time I play this character. It's gonna be a while. It might even be over a year. Maybe 2, maybe 5. We'll see. So I guess after we level, we will check the mail of the other characters, because it is Friday, and that's what we do on Friday anyway, and then we'll log into Friend. Do some admin on her, maybe go out and, like, kill a mob or 2. Depending on how next week's looking, which currently it's pretty free, so should be able to stream pretty much all of next week. We could possibly do Friend from 55 to 59 easy week. Assuming I'm here. And ready to go. The week after, probably gonna miss a few days. Schedule's already filling up. Alright, back to Tyrion to reach level 58. Very excited about this because I have not enjoyed Hunter that much. Been quite boring. There it is. Take another point in mortal shots. Then we'll hurf. Grim is hungry. Sadly, I deleted all the food that dropped. Alright, before we log out, check the gear. Made the Wicked Leather Headband, obviously. Pretty awesome item. Probably the best helmet we're gonna get during the medley, unless we get really lucky with a late game green. Still got this. I think we put these on this leg, I'm not 100% sure. Got this cloak. Had a few other items for a while. Put this at 51, which happened this leg. Standard, I think, yeah, we got these in Winter Spring. They're not great, but good agility. And then the standard stuff. A grim task. Grim? What kind of task you got? But anyway, next character we're playing, the Druid. Brand. 4 levels to do on her. So let's get to it. That was for YouTube. I'm gonna log into the other characters and check their mail. Change the title as well. A little bit of Druid in. Bad 59. Alright, see what's in the mail. Nascent Severe. We've got 2 of those now. I don't think we'll be able to use the Essence Severe because they're mainly for like agility enchants. Those are really good. So sure about those, but they do have a lot of int on them. I'd lose 14 spell damage, which as a little grocket isn't that important. I wonder. We swap out this for this. Gain 2 fire spell damage. We lose some stam, which is sad. Gain 1 int. Like 1 agility. Or 1 spirit rather, not agility. It's basically just a same. We won't do friend until last. We're logging into her anyway. Lena's inventory is full of everything. Lena has 466 gold. We need 900 gold for an epic mount. Obviously she has been funneled. I think when I do level this character though, because I am going to take some risks. We want to kill High Chief Winterfall, we want to kill Death Class on the way to 60. You know, there's going to be some risks. We are going to send the money somewhere else. But I think by the time Fran's done, we're probably sitting over 500 gold on this character. And then we got to level her. Could be able to make another like 50 or so. I think right now if I funneled all the money together, we're probably about 800 gold. Maybe more. But that's pretty good. That's what I expected from the Medley though. Leia doesn't have anything, but she does have 70G. I don't think Ellie has had mail in a long time. Sadly. Like I expected if I got a bunch of characters to level 60 that we were probably going to have the money for an epic mount. As soon as we got there. Those are pretty good. 4 stam. Gonna be equipping some amazing gear on Francie when we play her next. This is a gnome warrior. Yes. With a whirlwind axe still. For the last 20 levels. Terrible. Alma doesn't have anything. She's already sent most of her money other places. Alright, let's log into friend. Do the admin. The pre-game. See what we're doing. Okay. Stardust Band, pretty good. I guess we'll just replace the cold water. Because this has more in. I don't think we're gonna wear those. These shoes are very good if you're innovate. Like if you want to be innovate speak, you know, you just innovate That's all. Keep them in the bag just in. Oh yeah, Fran did log out with some things that we couldn't send.
Well met.
That's why she's got those. Like, why do I have these items? Thanks. Look at all these bags. Just a bag of bags. Why? Just because. Put that in here.
Go with honor, friend.
For he said remember where my buttons are? Boomkin.
Light be with you. For the Alliance.
Level are we 55? Nothing to train then, unless we forgot. Yeah, looks fine. What do we get at 56? Healing touch. Nothing. 58 though, that's going to be a great level. New Moonfire. New Starfire. The Starfire is going to be doing massive damage. Like, I think at least 1300. Looking forward to that. Doesn't seem to be a new Wrath. Which makes me think that if there is one, it's probably a AQ book, but we won't be able to do that. Go ahead and see. Lena. We don't need it. You know that. Okay, quest-wise, where are we? First thing you need to do when you first log into a character after not playing it for a long time is figure out what you're doing. We haven't done Western Plaguelands by the looks of it. We've done Anguro for the most part. Oh yeah, because we stabbed the devil saw down there. I remember. We went and stabbed the devil saw. It looks like... no, we haven't done those quests. Okay. I don't know why this part of the map's revealed, but... okay. A lot of Foulwood seems done. We've got the Jade Fire, which means we've got the guys up here. Haven't done Winter Spring. Okay. So I'd say our questing that we're starting with is probably Western Plagueland. Western Plaguelands, and then we done Ajara. No. Western Plaguelands, and then Foulwood, Ajara, Winter Spring. That's probably the case.
Greetings.
I'll probably play this for like an hour. Get through some stuff here. Then I got some work to do in the afternoon, evening. might be a shorter stream, but we got what we needed to get done, and now we're just doing some extras. We've actually made pretty good use of our time. As long as we don't start now and die. That would be unfortunate. That would really change a lot of stuff, because then Lena would be going to 59, and then Alia would have to do 9 levels to 60, and that's a lot. Time is money, friend. And that's a lot of levels. Although I do like the Shadow Priest, she'd be blasting. At current rate, our Shadow Priest is going to be the quickest level 60 of the lot. To be fair, she probably, even though she's done a lot for the team because she's been finding some good recipes and stuff, she hasn't ever like farmed for the team. Because farming on a priest, it just doesn't sound that fun. So it's mainly just been focus on the leveling when on the priest. Kind of gear friend got. A new cloak would go a long way. This cloak is level 25, which is 30 levels out of date. 24 out of date weapon. $21 on the pants. The rest of the gear is okay. Like this ring is fine, even though it's 24 levels below. Got intellect on it. That's what we need. So we don't run as soon as we start fighting. But I wasn't able to make any potions for Fran this time around, so she is just going to be fighting by herself. If we found a one-hand with like intellect stam or even intellect spirit on it, one-handed mace, that'd be okay replacement, I think. This is pretty good. Bought some water. Stop some. I don't know if it will allow us. Might just continue on to the plague lanes. We got 43 water though. Might be enough. I'm very glad that I got to get a balanced druid to Boomkin. I didn't expect to get this far on the druid. I 100% thought when we were like struggling in our mid-20s to 30s, like even all the way to level 40 was a struggle from like the mid-20s. I thought Fran would have been dead many a time. We had so many times, especially in Duskwood and stuff like that, where I was just like, I might die. And yet we've made it. We've made it this far. Almost got 300 skinning and herbing. That's pretty cool. Like, this has probably been the character that's had the most close calls. Garland only had one. He died. Balmer's had one when she had 4 HP or whatever it was. Maybe 8 HP. It was 4 or 8. I can't remember exactly. But we were fighting 2 Defias Pillagers in Westfall and she almost died that day. I could have lost one before level 20. That was crazy. Ever since then, Balmer's been fine. It was just that moment. Lena got a little bit close when we were 1v1 in Frosrick because of RNG. Like, he kept dodging all my gouges. I think he dodged and parried like 4 gouges. It was pretty bad. I don't know if Grocket's had any close calls. Rugen had one in Ashen Vale because of mana burn. Almost died because we had mana, which was crazy. Francie's a warrior, so naturally she's almost died every fight we've been in. Even when she finishes on 90% health. If RNG could have gone the other way and we got parry, 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 parry. It's a close call. Alia's been pretty safe. I don't think there's been any real close calls on Alia, even when we fought like 3 mobs at the same time. He's felt comfortable. Priest is actually potentially the strongest class for leveling in hardcore if you're doing it smartly. In my opinion, after playing that. Like, Rogue is very strong, you've got a lot of outs. But Priest doesn't need a lot of outs. You're just always comfortable. Let's see how uncomfortable we can get. Oh, there's a target dummy down there, which is interesting. I wonder if someone came across a dragon. Yeah, let's see how uncomfortable we can get in the Plague Land on Druid.
Hey there. See you around for the Alliance. Be careful.
Leave that for now, because we probably won't do it just yet.
King's honor, friend. Farewell.
Start with the farm
Be careful.
stuff.
Farewell.
I didn't even do it on Rogan because the thought of going into Anderhole is fine. However, I don't want to like go in here on Rogan. See about Friend. See how she goes experience-wise. We don't really need to take unnecessary risks. Like, it might add to the fun, but I've leveled so many times in Classic WoW now that no matter what I do, it's not gonna be as fun as it could be. That's why after the Medley, I think I am finished. There's no more leveling to do in Classic WoW after the Medley, I think, because it's just not ever gonna hit the same. Even if I make the challenge like ultimate hardcore ridiculous, no UI, no eyes, Frickin' every other challenge under the sun that maybe we could think of, I don't think it would hit the same. It's the jabbering ghoul, of course he's out. Of course Mr. Jabber is out right now. I always hate fighting casters as a boomkin because you always have to heal after them, which means you're gonna be lower than half mana. Which means you have to have a drink. Because you can't start a fight at half mana as a boomkin because it just opens you up to getting rinsed. I just walk over to me and then stop. Like, yeah, I don't actually want to fight. Damage is what we like. What are you doing, Mr. Sorcerer? Also, there was someone here killing, so I have to be careful. I think I should get rid of that sorcerer. Nice. The Jabbering Ghoul is in an alright spot right now, but we gotta go back to Stormwind before we need to kill him, so I don't know if that will stay that way. We go in here, we do that stuff, and then we go back to Stormwinds. Yeah, we're having respawns. What I thought. Yes. What we love on the boomkin. That kind of damage. That's what makes the boomkin way more fun than the hunter. Random 1000 crits. This thing absolutely pumps damage. It just also pumps mana usage. A Wand of Spirit is an interesting thing for the priest potentially. I don't know if our priest has a wand that does have stats on it, so could be an interesting grab. It's not huge damage though, so see. It's also not shadow damage. The Cauldron Lord. Also, we are getting mana while casting now. It's tiny, but it's something. Jabbering Ghoul's coming over here. He wants me to kill him before I even get the quest. That sucks. Maybe that hunter can kill everything. I want to see if I can keep the Jabbering Ghoul alive. I don't think it will still be alive when I get back, especially with that level 60 hunter out here farming, but you never know. Burr, burr, burr. too fat. I want to loot this guy. Yeah, but don't aggro. Alright, let's go in the house. Go help Janice. Hunter gonna wanna aggro that guy. And you can fight that guy if you want this. Oh, it's Bam Balam. Or Bam the Blam. I think he only hit level 60 yesterday. Why doesn't he attack the one guy that I like? Please attack. Might be a farmer, honestly, like a bot. I wouldn't be surprised. It's a level 60 hunter. They're all bots. Okay, not all of them, but most. The reason I remember his name from Hin 60 yesterday is because I got a friend who has his Final Fantasy character is Zambalam. It reminded me of that. In case we need to remember where I'll travel for, it's that button. We are having respawns around us because of this. Which is scary. The issue with this farm recently, there's been so many level 60s here. Break down my route. And because there's so many level 60s here, the mobs be respawning hella fast. Dynamic spawning and shit. So he's fighting a lot of mobs right now. I'll take it. The owl can. Maybe level 60s are just that powerful. Been a while since we've been level 60, I don't even know.
Help me!
Help me. Now we gotta go into the stables. Should be pretty clear. Scarlet's far enough away. We're too fat, so we've gotta come out of Boomkin form. Literally couldn't see around the corner. Alright. Now we go to Stormwind. Which is kind of why I want to get this done today, because having to travel back to Stormwind for 8 minutes. Worth it. In the end, it's like 20k experience, but it is annoying. Searing Ghoul. We haven't faced one of these in the Medley yet. They are one of the scariest mobs in the video game while leveling. We've definitely been hit by one. We were hit by one on the way up. We just haven't actually fought one yet. We haven't really been in Enderhole in the Medley. Kind of impressive. It's not like I'm avoiding Enderhole, it's just like the last place, you know, that I care to be on most characters. On the Rogue, we'll probably go in there because it's chill on the Rogue. But we did it on the Shaman as well. And we did do a matter of time on the Shaman, which is probably one of the hardest quests in this version of the game. Because of the slow.
Hi, you're a tall one. Be seeing you.
Basically, the only reason I haven't been in there is because there's not been much reason to go in there. We just saw another player. Two, in fact. But that is the reality of hardcore WoW. The first like 20 levels, there's people everywhere. Like you're running around in those first zones, there's people all over the place, you know, there's people doing weird shit, there's people doing stupid shit, getting killed everywhere. But once you reach like level 40, sometimes you don't see anyone for like a whole day. That is one thing I have noticed while playing hardcore for the last however long it's been out, 3 years or something. I think it got better for this server. Like when we were in our mid-30s, I was seeing people pretty regularly, especially in STV. But hardcore has also died off. Like this server's been out a year and a half, and we're still leveling. So, you know, it's not as active as it was a year ago or whatever. But it's definitely a reality that happens in hardcore WoW. You just sometimes don't see. Look, if they wanted me, I would consider it. Because I think it would be interesting content. But I'm not a big streamer by any regards. As much as people might enjoy my content on YouTube, and you know, some of those videos have over 1,000 views, yada yada. One of them has nearly 7,000, pretty crazy. I'm also going to be going to school. So, I don't even have time to commit to something like that. But I don't really put myself out there that much while streaming. Like, there's some other people who will, you know, collaborate, whatever, all that sort of stuff, but I kind of just stick within my own world of Warcraft. Which does make it harder to grow a channel, but not really ever been something I care about. I've only recently started raiding people, and I've only raiding the people that I play Warhammer Online with. Streaming for me has changed a lot over the years. Like 7 years ago when I started streaming, thinks even. Let's have a look. When was Nighthold patch? January 10th. Jesus. 2017. Okay, it was 9 years ago. I've had a few years off. I mean, I took like 2 years off streaming. Even recently, before I came back and did like the variety year, which was 2024. I had 2 years off. But there's also been some other years where I'm not streaming, so we have been on Twitch for 9 years, on and off. Crazy to think about. It doesn't feel like 9 years. But I guess it makes sense because I have like a 5-year sub badge on my channel. "101 months?" What's 101 months? Yeah, 8.4 years I've had affiliate for them. That's crazy. See, I got affiliate pretty quick. Within half a year of streaming. But then it kind of didn't care after that. It's like always been the same. It was actually Fallout 4 that got me affiliate. It wasn't even World of Warcraft. I started streaming with WoW, obviously, because I was streaming WoW, or I was playing WoW. But then I played Fallout 4 for the first time, like completely. And that's what got me to affiliate. I still think WoW is one of the games that I've streamed that has gained me the least amount of followers on Twitch. Funnily enough. I streamed Warhammer Online for what? Not even a month? Got like 20 followers from that game. WoW does better on YouTube than it does on Twitch, that's for sure. But even over there, it's like, there's a lot of people making WoW content. Most of them are making WoW content about how shit the game is. It's always funny, there's like always a new person that comes into the WoW content sphere and they just, the only content they're making is about how bad retail WoW is. I'm just like, it has to be the worst kind of feeling as a person if you wake up every day and the content you're creating is just about how bad a game is rather than like anything else. Like, imagine wanting to wake up and just talk shit about a video game rather than, you know, playing a different video game. Doesn't make sense. Like, I will talk shit about WoW, but it's not the only thing I do. But there are content creators where it's like, that is the only thing they do.
Have a good one. See you around. See you later. Safe travels.
Any MMO that I've either actively played or are actively playing, like, you know, Final Fantasy 14, Guild Wars 2, this one, Lost Ark, some other video games that I've forgotten, I will talk shit about from time to time when they need it. I ain't no simp. But I'm not gonna wake up and make a video about it every single day, like, fuck that.
You need something? Safe travels.
That sounds miserable.
Light bless you.
So I just don't understand how people have those kind of channels these days, because it's like, just go play another game, dude. Honestly. Nearby some water.
Looking for something specific?
There's a dead fella. An interesting dead fella because he is a rogue, but he's got a red mask on. But he's also in Devil Source, so he's probably level 60. Interesting. Is there any red masks that are like high level, or is he literally wearing the Defier's mask?
Go with honor.
Like, I get it, it's cool. But you don't want to be in a situation where you can die just because you're wearing a Defier's mask, you know? Kind of crazy. 101 months. Jesus. Thankfully, I get a tier 3 sub to myself for free. I don't even think I've been subbed to my channel as long as I've been subbed to Jesse Cox's channel though, because back in the early days of Twitch,
Light be with you.
he had a deal with Twitch for some reason that no one else has had, that you can get a lifetime sub when you sub to his channel one time. I don't think he has it anymore. I think they now make people actually resub, but I have a lifetime sub to Jesse Cox for $5. So he's probably the channel I have the longest subscriber on. It's probably why Twitch doesn't allow me to sub to anyone else, because I have that. They're like, no more subbing to anyone. For some reason, even though they know I live in New Zealand and I've changed all my, like, you know, my bank details and everything, because Twitch literally have to pay me for New Zealand, they still think I live in Australia when it comes to subscribing to people's channels. I don't know why. So I'm unable to actually give people money. Yes, you can use his emotes forever for $5. Pretty much. How cool is that? Let me see. When did his lifetime sub stop being a thing? These were part of an early Twitch partnership perks as of 2021, Jesse joked about finally being able to transition out of the old system. So I guess 2021 is when they stopped being a thing. Maybe? I don't know. I haven't had to worry about it though, because... And I think I grabbed it pretty late. Because back in the day when I was like poor, I didn't want to spend $5. I mean, I don't want to spend $5 now. But that's just because I have lived poor throughout most of my life. When you grow up poor and then you are poor for a lot of your life, you don't want to spend money still, even when you have money. So even $5 now is like, I might need that. As someone who's about to just randomly spend like $4,300 on school, once they send me an invoice, $5 is a bit much. So I never really subbed to people on Twitch back in the day, but then I saw that Jesse Cox had like a lifetime sub, and I'm like, might as well. I mean, gotta be subbed to someone at least. Plus, he was probably one of the first YouTubers that I actually liked watching his content. I remember back in Cataclysm Beta, when like him, Total Biscuit, and Krendor started making YouTube videos. Rip Total Biscuit. But like that was peak WoW content, honestly. They all came on the scene at the same time. It was great. Great time to be a WoW player. Yes. I've been watching Jesse Cox since the first day he made YouTube content, I think. The very first... He was called OMFG Kata when he first started making YouTube videos, because he was making Cataclysm beta videos. I was there. I was there in the early days. He only recently, I think a few years ago, actually hit 1 million subs on YouTube, but I remember he was doing like the year of 1 million subs when he was pushing for it, like ages ago. But he recently hit it, like I said, a few years ago, and I like, great man, I remember the early days. Back when he was trying out variety gaming and was playing shitty games. Before that, World of Warcraft, obviously. Been a good journey. It's like when I subscribed to Markiplier and he had less than 20,000 subscribers. Like, I would consider myself a Markiplier hipster. And the only reason I subscribed to Markiplier is because some guy posted about him on Reddit and said, this guy's gonna have a great future. Get in before it's there, you know? And now the dude literally has like millions of subs. Always fun to be like early to a thing. Back then, Mark was just like screaming at, like, what was that scary game? I don't remember the name of it. Amnesia, that's the one. A game that I've never actually played because I am bad at scary games, I'm gonna be honest. I never finished Alien Isolation. I never played Amnesia. I'm just terrible at scary games. I want to play the Metro series, even though it's kind of scary, but I'm probably going to scream. Yeah, exactly. I am too baby to handle horror games.
Light be with you.
That's why I'm surprised Dying Light, like I actually managed to get through it without too much stress, because especially at night time, Dying Light is fucking creepy, dude. Dying Light is one of my favorite games. The combat's great. Like, the zombies actually make you feel... When you first start that game and you're walking around with the zombies, it's just like, holy shit. I am so stressed. I am so scared. I don't want to be out amongst them. But you slowly grow confidence, you know? And then you're suddenly walking down the street. You don't even care that there's a walker out there. Like, the volatiles will still fuck you up and you'll still be running for your life from them. But... it's so fun to, like, slowly gain the confidence to be able to overcome the fear of having the zombies around. I feel like that would happen in real life, you know? If you have to deal with that. If there was a zombie apocalypse. I feel like slowly over time you would gain the confidence to just walk around them. That game was pretty fun for that. I want to play Dying Light the Beast. Just to see, I don't know if it's like the conclusion of Kyle Crane's story, but... just to see the next chapter after what happened at the end of the DLC in the first game. But I don't like paying for video games when they're full price, so... we're gonna wait for sale or whatever. Alright, how are the respawns gonna be looking here? Because that hunter is still here. I do not see Mr. Jabbering Ghoul. So we might have a similar issue to what Rugen had to deal with. Shoulders of the Eagle. We do have some pretty good intellect stam shoulders, but these are better. Because they got more stam. They are cloth. One less int for 5 extra stam. Maybe we should send them to an actual clothy. Like, they'd be pretty good on Grocket, you know? Probably one of the best screens I've picked up this week. It's gonna be an annoying mob because we're inside, and whenever we're having to fight mobs inside on the Druid, it's annoying. I believe we got some good crits. Barkskin carry. Alright, Jabber and Ghoul. See if it's doable. There he is. I think I should be able to get him here without aggro and other things, but we just need to be away from the other things. So maybe going up there is actually the play. There's a sorcerer in the floor. I didn't expect the sorcerer in the floor. That might make it a bit harder. Yeah, if we kill this player, I don't know if that mage wants the javelin ball. I hope not. Oh. Well, RNG is good to us on friend, it seems. Just need to not take too much damage. Nice. We stun very fast. Rugen had to come back to this farm like 5 times before we got that quick. Sucked. I think we'll go for Dowson's tier. And then that will pretty much be where we stop for the day, I think. Seems like a good time. And there's some good prog on the Druid for our time bank. Can I get into this house before mobs respawn? No. Impossible. Gonna suck because I think we'll have some more respawn right in front of us. Unless we get... And we're already having some. No, you need help, Janice. I'm coming. Really? That's not great. We're gonna have to innovate this. Hope that that ghoul doesn't also join the party. The bastard. That mob respawned right as we... This is why I don't like level 60s being over here killing everything, because it just makes it so much harder to actually play. Like, I'm sure level 60s that farm here have killed multiple characters just by their presence alone. Might as well kill this flare too. Never know, might need the Alois for whatever reason. I should have the mana for it. Crit always helps. I will say I'm having much more fun on the Druid than I was on the Hunter. Just because of the damage. The fun increased by a lot. Like, it is still going to be a short stream because all I wanted to get done was the Hunter, and, you know, because I'm saving the footage, I don't want the file to be 5 hours long worth of content. Got us fresh off. Brute. I should probably edit a video. I don't know if I have time this weekend. Got a bit to do. But I should probably edit a video sometime soon. It's only been like a week and a bit since the last video, but still. I guess people are used to the Medley videos sometimes taking months to come out though, so not like it's gonna be that bad, you know. I love when you walk in here and he's like, oh, I'm just gonna cast everything at the same time. Like Frostbolt and Blast Wave. I wish my GCD worked like his. He's playing with Final Fantasy GCDs, like Blast Wave is off the global cooldown. Double weaving. Peter. Wrong video game, Mr. Skeletals. Starfire off before he rips him. Barkskin makes us cast slower, but it also makes us take less damage, so pretty good when you're in like a cave situation. And a house is a cave for all intents and purposes. Let's get down there. Plague Bloom in there, but I don't feel safe. I don't know how many respawns are gonna happen. There's always a chest at those Scarlets if anyone wants to try their luck. Might be worth it for a Kroll Blade, but otherwise, probably not. Alright, Dowson's Tears. Is there an AoE farming mage here? 5-6? Because there generally is. AoE farming mage here. Luxoria has reached level 60. Grats to them. I hope to one day also hit level 60. I need to log into my warrior on this server because it is Guildmaster right now, and Guildmaster's inactive. It's my non-Medley character that holds Guildmaster right now. I don't really care if any of my friends take Guildmaster, but, you know, there is one that I would rather not have Guildmaster. You never know what he's gonna do. I would like all my characters to stay in the guild. He's just one of those guys that I wouldn't put it past him being like, you know, pick these characters. Just as a lol. And it's annoying to have to invite 7 characters back to a guild. But yeah, we'll do this farm. Big Wrath crit. And then I'm pretty much done for the day. I probably won't even hand in the quest before we finish because I want to keep the fort buff for next time. Because we'll be back here with some plague lands and next stream. Find an Alcrol blade before we play the rogue. But we've done 5 bars, so it's not as much recent experience as we'll probably gain over the weekend, but it's something. Come on out, Mr. Cauldron Lord. It took so long that he aggroed me and now he's going to be casting on my ass. So I am going to heal. We're just going to fight him out of Boomkin form. How much health does this have? Quite a bit. I actually like being out of Boomkin form fighting though, like I like how cool that mage is in a bit of trouble. I'm not 100% sold on like the hot pants, but when she's casting her Wrath and all that, she looks cool out of Boomkin form. But obviously we're going to be in Boomkin form because it's 3% spell crit. Like, let's not give up 3% crit for no reason, you know? Mob just hit me for 69 twice. That fat ass up there. Nothing wrong with having a fat ass these days, though. That's what people are going for, you know? That is the reason people do squats, including myself. I wouldn't say I have a fat ass, but definitely not as skinny as it once was. Kind of crazy how like beauty standards and beauty norms always change as time goes by. Once upon a time, people with anorexia were considered attractive. I still don't know how that happened, but... like, some people can't help it, right? But, like, that was the norm in Hollywood, right? For a long time, and I'm just like, how is this even a thing? Like... doesn't make sense. Infected deer. I always wonder if, because the diseased deer or whatever it is in Darkshore,
Hi, how are you?
like was a quest for druids. I always wonder if the infected deer out here in these high level zones, if they were considering doing that again. You never know. Because Blizzard didn't have any fucking clue what they were doing back then. They just threw some things together. Called it a day. That's why there's so many storylines that they never finished, and that's why they finished some of them in Season of Discovery. Well, at least advanced them. I don't know if they would consider them finished. Like, Scarlet's got a raid, which is pretty awesome. I would actually play Season of Discovery if they re-released it. At least the first phase of it. First phase is pretty good. Try to get a 10-man group together. Have some fun with that. These guys are heading to Scarlet Monastery right now. That man is a level 41 warrior who doesn't seem to have a mount. Feels bad, man.
Good day to you.
I mean, Lena didn't have her mount until level 43 because we keep sending all our money to other
Have a
characters.
good one.
So I've been there. Lena was the last of our characters to get a mount. She's going to be the first of our characters to get an epic mount, hopefully. Times change. But anyways, I'm gonna log out
Hey there.
for today, which is also for the
See
week.
you later.
So thanks for joining me today, and thanks for joining me this week. We got Rugen to 58. Thankfully, it took so long. It was not the most fun thing either. Obviously, Grocket's done. Now we just got to get Fran to 59. And we can start the home stretch. It's not going to be easy for Lena because there is some elites in her way. We are going to want to fight them. But we're almost there. Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, no streams this weekend. Sadly, Warhammer Online is back to giving pitiful rewards for killing and taking a zone, so I'm probably not going to play it too much over the weekend. I'll play it, but, you know, not like a degenerate. I won't do 10 renown levels in a weekend. But I've also got some real life things to take care of this weekend. I need to mow the lawns, do some work around the house, do some gardening, all that sort of stuff. So, yeah. Probably going to be my weekend, unless it rains. Then who knows? But I might be on Tommy's stream, the guy we raided yesterday, over the weekend, because sometimes I go on his Discord and I talk. So who knows? But I'll be back next week sometime for the WoW. And yeah. Hopefully get the Druid to 59. I think we should be able to do it if I can stream at least 4 days. Like, we should be able to do a live or day. It's not a terrible class, and also it's not boring for me. So thanks for joining me. I will see you all when I see you next. Game wants me to go. Have a good weekend, and have a good night or day, depending on where you are in the world. Bye.